He flew in Wednesday, he did a couple events, and then he had a family emergency that he had to fly back home for on Friday morning early. So he apologizes to all of you. He's really sad that he couldn't be here, but he owes Mike and I one, so that's good to know. So he will definitely be back as soon as he can. So he sends all his love, and we need to. Everybody's okay. We just need to, send Aaron a little bit of love if we can. So we have two amazing speakers today. Losing Aaron was, that's unfortunate, but trust me, you're not going to lose anything today. You're going to get a lot of knowledge today. So back up on the stage is Miss Amy Carrillo. She is the freshest NMD in the room.
Thank you guys. So for those of you that weren't in the room earlier, I've already introduced myself, so sorry you don't get to hear that. No, just kidding. My background's in law enforcement. I heard about Nerium on Facebook. I saw the pictures. I wasn't interested in skincare, but I was interested in the business. I looked into it. I had friends that were having a lot of success with it very early on, and I knew I didn't want to miss the boat, because when there's a moment like that, it only comes around once in a lifetime. And to be at the beginning of a ground floor company that's breaking records like Nerium is a really, really good place to be. And you're all sitting in those seats. We're all here at the very, very beginning. And as one of the ladies just mentioned, anyone can do this. We had a 5-star NMD on the stage at conference, and that's all she kept saying when she came to the microphone. And I just love that she said, if I can do this, you can do this. Anyone can do this business. And if you just keep telling yourself that every day and believe it, look in the mirror. You're going to feel silly, but look in the mirror and just say it out loud to yourself. I can do this. Anybody can do this. So whatever you want in Nerium, it's here for you. And today we're going to show you what our system is and how you can have that. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I have 4 kids. I do this part-time and stay home with them and chase them around and work this business when my little one naps. So again, anyone can do this. You don't have to have a lot of time. You don't have to have any sales experience. Nerium shows you everything you need. And I just want everyone right now to put your hands on your back like this. Both your hands like that. Now tap. Feels good. It does feel good, and we don't do that enough for ourselves. So do that for yourself every once in a while. I mean, you're here today. I know there's a million other things you could be doing. I know people have a cruise to get ready for, but you're here instead of using that as an excuse. You're here instead of maybe you're missing a baseball game. You're here to build your dreams, because the people that are here every single month, they're the people that are having success. And that might not be as fast as you want it to be. People that have, are saying, well, I've been here and I'm not having the success I want. Well, keep coming. Your time will come. You have to grow into the person that you're supposed to be to have the success that you're meant to have. I really believe that. When I got started, I was having friends that were hitting NMD in 3 months, 6 months. So when I got started, I thought, well, I'll hit National Marketing Director. I started in June. I thought, well, I'll hit it by Christmas. And I did. So I kept changing that date, like on my dream board. Okay, I'll hit it next June. I'll hit it next Christmas. I'll hit it next conference. And it kept moving out, but now it took 35 months. But where can you get a $50,000 bonus in 35 months? Yes. So just remember that it's your journey, and the personal development part that Nerium really ingrains in us, I really believe that that's the biggest component to this, because you have to grow into the person you're supposed to be before you're given what you're supposed to have. If I had earned that bonus before I was ready, I wouldn't have been smart about it. Now I've grown more as a person. My husband and I did the Financial Peace University class. Because of personal development, it opened me up to that opportunity and opened me up to being smarter with my money. And now, we won't blow it. We're almost done paying off debt because of Nerium. And it's one of those things that when we started with that, I thought, well, that's going to take us years. But when you put it out in the universe, it happens. And you might not be able to know or see how that's going to happen, but it does. So, just believe in it and follow what we're going to share with you today. So, Nerium's vision is all about making people better. Our 3 pillars of personal growth are authenticity, character, and giving back. Because, as I mentioned earlier today, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but we know that if you use our products, you're going to get great skin. You're going to get great results. It's a given. We've got the science to back it up, and we've got thousands of people using our products, and we know it will work. If you get started in the business and you follow our system, you will have financial success. You will get your Lexus. You will get your bonuses. It's here for everyone. You can do this, right? But what we're really, really big on is being real and having integrity. And, it's a big, big thing to put that out there right when we got started. That was Nerium's whole thing, was to be real. And for a company to really put that out there and to stand behind it as they have is huge. And that's what we're based on. We're based on our core values, and we know that you'll become better if you're core. And being core is showing up here today. Like I said, we know that you have other places you could be. Everybody has challenges, but I'll just ask you for the next few hours, put your challenges out in the hallway. Or better yet, put them in the trunk of your car, because you know they're going to be there when you get done, right? So get them out of your head right now. And just focus on what Cole and I are going to teach you today. And, even if you've been here month after month and have heard it all, hopefully you'll get something else out of it that you can share with your team. We also like to give back. We have a Ripple Foundation. We really believe in giving back to other people. We're partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters. Now as we go global, we're going to be also partnered with World Vision, which is a really great company. You can donate as a brand partner from your back office. So you can give a monetary donation out of your check each month. I don't know if you all know that. It's on right when you log in. You can scroll down a little bit and it's on the right-hand side. Just make a monthly donation. It can be as little as $5. But again, that power of a lot of people, if we all just gave $5 a month, that would be huge. Because it takes about $1,000 for a match to happen for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So if you can do that, we encourage you to do that. If you'd like to be a big, we're always encouraging people to be bigs. I've had a little sister for 2 years now, and it's been a real blessing in my life, and hopefully hers as well. So the qualities of a brand partner. Like I said, you don't have to have any experience here. We have people from GED to PhD. We have people 18 to 88. There is no prerequisite here. We take everybody and we give everyone the same box. So know that everyone gets the same information. It's you and what you do with it. It's what you show up to. It's what you listen to. It's what, if you're on the calls, it's if you follow our system. When you get that box, our success planner comes in it. I like to call that our Bible. You should have that with you at all times. 99% of the questions you have are in that planner. I don't know if you all know that. So, whenever you call your sponsor, which utilize your sponsor and reach out to them, but, know too that they're going to 99% of the time point you back to your success planner and say, oh yeah, you can find that in your success planner. Oh yeah, that was on the call last week. Oh yeah, that was at the regional. Oh yeah, that was here, And when you hear that enough times, you'll realize, oh yeah, I can go look that up. So if you're coachable and passionate and just have a belief and a burning desire, you can have success here. And those are all traits that you can find within yourself. They can't really be taught. You have to have that yourself. But if you have a willingness to work, we can definitely show you our system and you will have success. So the first way we start is creating that leveraged income with Nerium. People are really, really busy now. People drive a long way to work, they work long hours, they're busy activities with their families and hobbies, and we get that. So we ask if you can find 5 hours a week, and to use those, the key here is to use those 5 hours for what we tell you to do though. And it might be really simple things that you'll think, I don't need to do that. Like being on a call. So if Jeff Olson, if he called you today and said, hey, if I give you $10,000 a month, would you get on 3 calls a week? Who here would do that for $10,000 a month? Who here is on 3 calls a week? Not as many hands. So all the people making $10,000 a week, they are on all the calls. They are at all the events. That's called a clue. If you want to make that much money a month, be on all the calls. They don't just say that for fun. Like, they're really serious. And I know, we fight that instinct to do that because we think, well, it can't be that simple. And I'll share a story with you. There's a man that is in my town, and he's not on our team, but he used to come to some events a couple years ago. And we got together yesterday and just had coffee and caught up. And he was saying how much he wanted his life to change and how much, they didn't really follow the system. But he looked at me and he goes, but does it really work? I mean, I know they laid it all out there, but does it really work? And I'm like, yes, yes, it really works. They do, they lay it all out there. And if you look back at your notes from, past events, you're gonna see the same thing. I look back at my notes from 3 years ago when Dennis Windsor came to do a regional for us. And at the time, I didn't know that was a big deal, but he's kind of a big deal in our company. And the notes, the same exact words he used, they're still telling us today. You sit in seats that have never been sat in. You have no idea what's to come. or you've only scratched the scratch of the surface of what's to come. And I think it's so big that we can't even really envision that. But if you're just here consistently and show up, and you're here a year from now, and then another year from now, you're going to have success. So, getting back to the 5 hours a week. If you just invest that 5 hours a week, again, doing those core activities that we encourage you to do, and then duplicate that and teach other people to do that, that's where that success comes from. Because your 5 hours a week, you will get brand partners, you will get customers if you're following the system. But the key to it is finding your core people. So, and that might take a lot of time. Some people, they get discouraged if they talk to those 3 friends and they share Nerium with them and, they tell them it's poisonous, I hate it, I don't like the smell. Well, that might cause some people to quit if they're not following our system. But, know that the only reason that, so Darren Kidd says it best, the only reason when you go to like national conference and they're on stage and we're not, is because they've heard no more than us. They've had more bottles stolen than you have. If you didn't know that you're going to get some bottles stolen, it'll happen. They've wanted to quit more than you have. And that was a big one for me. I always thought it was like a secret, like I felt bad when I had those days that I wanted to quit, right? I thought no one else feels like this. Everybody feels like that. Everybody gets frustrated and wants to quit. The difference is they don't. They change their mindset, they listen to a call, they read a book, they tell themselves, for me, I always just say, would you rather go back and work in a jail, or would you rather be doing Nerium? Okay, done. You kind of adjust your attitude. Think of what your worst or your best day at your job is, and then your worst day at Nerium. I will take my worst day at Nerium any day over my best day at the jail, working. So you're just finding people. So I think of it like a deck of cards. If you're just flipping over cards, and the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, those are people that maybe tried a product. Maybe they're a customer for a month or 2. Maybe the 6, 7s, 8s join your team. People will join your team, and then you will never hear from them again. I'm going to let you know about that too. People join the witness protection program here. Their sales, yeah. They don't return your phone calls. But I've also realized it's not always about you. Most of the time it's not about you, their life. You never know what's going on in someone's life. I had a brand partner join, and they came to a couple things, and I haven't been able to contact them. I thought, what did I do? Was it too pushy? I don't know what happened. And, then they finally reached back out after a few months of no exchange between us, and they told me what was going on in their life. Well, it was totally personal circumstances that this just isn't a good time for them, and that's okay. We love everybody. But as you're going through that deck of cards, you're looking for those 10s, those jacks, those queens, those kings, because you're looking for the aces. And you might have to go through, 40 cards to find those 4 aces. But you're just flipping cards. There's no judgment. You're just going through that deck. Because you're looking for people that are going to dedicate their 5 hours of those core activities and do what you're going to teach them to do. Because then you're going to have duplicated time. So if you find 5 people, then there's 25 hours of time working in your business. And then when they find 5, it's 125 hours. You can't work 125 hours a week on your Nerium business. But when other people do, and those people might know people in Canada or Mexico or Korea, that's where it really explodes, and that's where we have that leveraged income coming in. So when you combine all of that, it's 155 hours a week. And then it just grows from there. We have this time-money continuum. At the beginning, it might feel like you're putting a lot of time into it. And yes, you might be going to events and putting actual physical time into it, but I think a lot more than the actual time, it's the time you spend thinking about Nerium. Has anyone ever stayed up late and their mind can't shut off before EHT about Nerium? Now with EHT, we can fall right asleep, so it's fine. But we call that Nerium delirium. It's actually a term. It's probably an encyclopedia or dictionary somewhere. But you can't turn off your mind. But thinking about Nerium is not working Nerium. It's a big, big difference. Doing Nerium is following the system. So at first, you might be spending 90% of your time, and you're making only 10% of your money. Your 75% of the time, 25% of the money. And that 10 or 25% could be a significant amount of money. But as it grows, you're eventually not going to be putting that much time into it. You're going to be on the beach, and your bank account's just going to be looking like a phone number. Yeah. Who would like that? Right? So if that could be your life in 5 years, who would spend 5 years, maybe 5 to 20 hours a week to build that kind of dream? It's pretty exciting. And this is a slide edge residual. This is based on someone's actual check the first year in business, which is pretty exciting. So when they got started, this is their monthly check. It's $200. That's all right, 200 extra bucks if I buy some groceries or some gas. And then it was building. Most people quit right about here because it doesn't look like there's much growth. And for me, and this is month by month, I was kind of in that middle spot for about 2 years. Not a bad place to be, but it wasn't where I wanted. But again, you've got to work on yourself. You've got to do the personal development. You've got to build core people. You might have to rebuild your team. Things happen. So eventually, though, if that curve's going to go, don't you want to stay on that continuum? Woo! It's worth it. So, fast start plan. We've got these great, simple sheets. We're all about keeping it simple, right? One bottle, one sheet. When you get someone started, or if you're a new brand partner, this is in your success planner, and this is something that your sponsor should go over with you or someone in your upline. But really, all we're working on is identifying your why. So if you're getting someone started in the business, or if you're brand new, take a few minutes, even right now, and write down, I'll give you 2 minutes, write down the feeling, what you're doing when you have that feeling in your heart, where you're at peace, where you're passionate about life, where you're excited. What does that feel like to you? You know, maybe it's a song, maybe it's an emotion, maybe you're with a certain person, maybe you're doing something. So just take a couple minutes and write down, you know, why you do Nerium. You know, we always say your why should make you cry. So look beyond, you know, paying off debt. You know, what does that mean to you? What would that feel like? And just take a couple minutes and write down why you're doing Nerium and what you want out of it. Do you have any music?
Sing, Amy.
That's good. Okay, now we're going to meditate. Shut down your eyes. Okay, you got 1 minute left. Okay.
That is cheater.
He didn't work on him.
Okay, and now I'm just going to put some people on the spot. Is there anyone that would like to share their why with us? All right, we already got a volunteer. Come on up. Yay! Thank you.
I can do this because my wife is not here today. She is working, so I can be here. On April 14th, her mother died of leukemia. My why has changed since we got in a year ago March. Since that time, she has spent every day with her dad. In the month of May, a 75-year-old man's hip went out 5 times after having hip replacement surgery last September. Since then, it's been repaired. He's doing really, really well. We now have to hide the keys to the car because he wants to go. I manage a flooring and furniture store. Been doing that for 7 years. I hired my wife 6 years ago, August. My wife, I want to retire her so she can spend every day with her dad. Who has not tried EHT? Who's not tried it? Do it today. I'm going to give you a quick testimonial. My wife has suffered from severe migraine headaches for 20 plus years. She told me this morning when I left, she takes prescription medication when it gets bad. We've been on it 2 weeks and 1 day today. She goes, I've taken my prescription medication once in the last 2 weeks. I get little headaches, but I haven't had a bad one in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share their why? Come on up. For some reason, being nervous makes it harder to walk in heels. My why, I realized my why the first time that I came to one of these events. I wasn't a brand partner, and I came here with my mom, and seeing everybody dreaming, I wanted that really bad, because I wasn't dreaming, and I hadn't for a long time. I had my daughter. I got pregnant when I was 17, and I'm 19 now. When I got pregnant, there was nobody jumping up and down in excitement for me, not even me. No one was excited for my future. I didn't know what it held, and now I can say that I am excited for my future. I do know what it holds now, and I know what it holds for her, and I want so badly that I do now. I'm fulfilled, and I'm dreaming so big. And then I think of the other people out there that are in that position, that aren't dreaming, that aren't hoping, that aren't living the life that they could live. And I want to reach out to them. I want to find them, and I want to tell them about this. I'm so excited. Like, it can change your life, and it's changing mine. And and then, of course, my grandparents. They've done so much for me, and I want them to feel proud of me. Like, they of course love me so much, but I want them to see me and be like, wow, okay, look at it. Like, she rose above everything. Yay! That's what this is about. Okay, I'll take two more. All right, I saw two hands. Go ahead and come on up. You too. You might come up too now. All right, I apologize. I've never spoken a microphone before. My name is Amber McGinnis, and I'm on Figure Ahead's team. Obviously, you guys see my whys. This is only two of my three. My littlest one, he's a 2-year-old little boy, and he's at grandma's. My husband, he's at work. He works in concrete, and he would be here with me today, but he's at home, or he's at work making our living. And my why, of course, is I want to be able to travel. I used to go and drive up and down the roads of all these $1 million homes and all the land and the horses and everything like that. And I said, I'll own that one day. And now I will. The financial freedom, I am a stay-at-home mom, so I do have the time freedom. And the only reason I do is because my husband works. He works full-time. If it ever stops raining, he would work
60 to 80 hours a week, so we could do this. Daycare is outrageous, and if I went to work, I did cosmetology, but if I went back to work, my paychecks would just go to daycare. So I will retire him as well. He's 32 years old, and I plan on retiring him at least by the time he's 35 to 40. I want him to Thank you.
All right, I'm Tanya, and I am not a Nerium consultant yet. I am about to determined to become one. I realized my why the first time I came to one of these meetings. This company. Sorry. I am a single mother of a little girl. I am also a 2-time cancer survivor. And I want to be part of a company that proves that people can survive and fight. And this company, the more I come to these meetings, the more I'm seeing the honest to good, genuine fight. And if I can prove that to 3 people, then I know that I found my why. I thought for a long time I didn't know why God saved me. And I'm thinking I know why. I think I know why now.
And I just jokingly, out of nowhere somewhere, put, because I want to stay home with my kids. And I had no intention of that actually happening. And then 3 months later, I made the leap of faith and did it. So put it out there. You got to put it out there to make it happen. So whatever you're thinking right now in your head that you're too scared to put it out there. It can happen. After you determine your why, and like the gentleman mentioned, your why is going to change. Your why will change because of circumstances unforeseen to you. Your why will change because financial reasons. They say every 6 months your life changes. You lose a job, someone passes away, medical things. It's going to happen. So it's going to shift. Number 2, you're going to set your goals. So our first goal with everyone is to reach senior brand partner. Senior brand partner is a really big deal. A lot of our stepping stones, because a lot of people, that happens so quickly for so many people. I don't think anyone realizes what a big deal it is in Nerium to get free or free, or to get senior brand partner. It takes some work. It takes you putting yourself out there and sampling those bottles and opening up and letting people know what you're doing. So, if you're 3 or free qualified, stand up. Pat yourself on the back. That's a huge deal. Give yourself a hand. Look at that. There's so many times that you just hear about the big things in our company because we have so many big things. But you've got to give it up for every single little thing that you do and you accomplish, because that's a big deal to get your product for free. And when you get someone started, you want to help them get their product for free, because people don't quit free. They're going to stay a brand partner and stay ordering products if they've got 3 customers. So you always want to help them get those little wins. So senior brand partner means you're getting 3 brand partners to join your team. And again, this isn't about you. None of this is about us. We are nothing special. We just follow the system. And so we're going to shoot you through our system, number 4 down there, master the exposure process. Your only personal job is to pique someone's interest. It's just to get them curious. And the easiest way I found to do that is pictures. We've got apps on our phone. You can just flip through the pictures. When people say, what do you do? Even if you're a doctor or a lawyer, well, maybe that might, they might become your clients for that. But if you want to build your Nerium business, don't even talk about that. Don't feel like you have to talk about your legitimate career first. Tell them, oh, I do Nerium. Have you heard of it? Look at these pictures. I don't know. Check this out. Danny Gessney is the best guy. He's like, I don't know, check out these pictures. I don't know, just look at this. I don't know. I mean, when I first met him, I'm like, oh, he really is just this construction guy. No, he's a really smart man. He just knows that you got to dumb it down and just, I don't know, look at this. I mean, that's what everyone does. It doesn't matter how much you know. And it's kind of opposite of what we're taught. You know, we always want to be the expert in our fields and other careers. In this, you don't want people to know you're an expert, even if you are. It's really just showing them the pictures, getting them curious, and then just saying, hey, what are you doing Thursday night? Would you come to something with me? Can I pick you up? You know, inviting them to events, getting the information in front of them. It's not about you. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to know anything. You just push play on the DVD player. You just bring them to an event. You just show them pictures. And then you're just going to follow up and let the third-party expert do their job, because that's all it's about. So you can really kind of sit back, and once you do that process, it's really, really easy. So once you get out of your own way, it really does work. Let's see. You're going to prepare for your launch. So if you haven't had a launch party yet, if you're new, even if you're old and haven't had a launch party, have a launch party. Pick a date. You don't have to schedule it out 2 or 3 weeks away. People don't know what they're doing in 2 or 3 weeks, and even if they say they can come, it'll change. Schedule it within the next 48 hours. I mean, I challenge anyone here to schedule a party within the next 48 hours. Just do it. It's like a birthday party. Just say, come on over. It's going to be simple. You don't have to go to any trouble. I heard a great thing. Buy the vegetable tray, like the set vegetable tray at the store, and leave the wrapper on it. So people know when they come to your house, you went to zero trouble for them. Because then they can think, I can do this. They can, if all they see is that you went out and bought a vegetable tray and sat it there, threw it out on the table, and pushed play on a DVD player, they're going to know that they can do this. If you like extravagantly have like a 7-course meal and the finest wines, that's not duplicatable. You want to make this duplicatable and easy and simple. That's what we're all about here. So schedule those lunch parties. Just hold them. If nobody comes, that's okay. We've all had parties where nobody comes. Have it yourself. Have a party by yourself. Watch the DVD. Get familiar with it. I mean, I'm always amazed when brand partners that have been in for, a few months after the new DVDs come out and you're watching it with them like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this. You're like, okay, I know what you've been doing. Be familiar with your tools. We have amazing, amazing videos and amazing tools where we don't have to create that. We don't have to put money out of our own pocket for that. Nerium provides all that for us, so utilize it. That's what it's there for. Then we're just going to help people make their list. Like we did earlier with just putting a time limit on. If you're just sitting with someone and doing this or doing it over the phone, just say, go ahead and start writing names down. Don't prejudge. Just write everybody you've ever known that has skin. Right? Everybody knows a lot of people that have skin. Don't prejudge. I mean, think about people that you went to grade school with, junior high, high school, college, people that were your neighbors, teachers. I mean, we've got a memory jogger, and just sit back, time it for like 5 minutes, let them write down names. If I gave you $20 for every name you wrote down, how many names did you come up with? We all know a lot of people. And, and think beyond who you know who knows someone. My brothers have a really good friend, and he did not make my list. My friend's friend, or my brother's friend who camps out and goes canoeing with them, did not make my list. I will tell you that. But I ran into his daughter. I don't know if she's here. Sean Moriarty's daughter? No? But I ran into her at an event. If I would have just put him on my list and just said, hey, I don't know if you're interested or someone you know. I mean, he could have told his daughter. She could have been on my team instead of someone else's. But, you've got to put it out there to get that to return to you. So work on that list. And then what you're going to do with your sponsor is create a 10 and play list. And that's just circle your top 10 people. So you're making a list and you're not prejudging anyone. But then start prejudging a little bit at the beginning. And just circle the top 10 people you'd like to work with. If you're going to go open a store downtown, who is your best friend? Who would you like to work with? It's really fun to do this with a friend. And they don't have to be local. They can be anywhere. We have events all over. At this point in the company, we're really lucky because things like this are already established for us. Mindy Anderson started these regionals. Give her a hand. That's a lot of work to rent a hotel room and put that money out and hope people come. I mean, this is all built for you. When we started, it was just a few rows of people here. So we're really lucky we have events all over Kansas City every single week set up for you. So if you're not comfortable having people in your home to do a lunch party, invite them to an event. because then someone else does all the work for you. You show up. There's even food for free at the Latha wine, so I mean, it's awesome. So just go through that top 10 list, and that's where you're just going to get them on the phone or invite them to an event or send them a video right away. Send them a magazine right away and just say, hey, I just found something. I think it's really exciting. Will you take a look at it for me? I know that I would do that for you. You can guilt trip them a little bit. Just let them know that you found something really, really exciting. And it might be the Microsoft moment you've been waiting for, or they might just want the product. I forgot my clicker. Thank you. Oh, we already did this. Find your why. And dream big. Most of us are not dreaming big enough. Oh, see, we've already done all this. So rank me as a senior grant partner. That's your first year grant partners. If you do it in your first 30 days, you get the $100 fast start bonus. And the way the fast start bonus works for other people, so if you're the personal grant partner that just got started, and in your first 30 days you got your first 3, you get $100. Whoever your personal sponsor is got $75, yay. And then whoever the next senior director is above you, and that might not even be someone that sponsored you or sponsored your sponsor, it might just be someone that was placed, you might have been placed under them. They get $75 for being that leader. So that can generate a lot of income, and that comes on your weekly checks. There's your real results parties. And in your kit, you get this beautiful orange folder. It answers all the questions you're going to have for that. That kit really, really is good. Again, they put a lot of work into that, so utilize it, read it. There's the exposure process. I should be clicking through this whole time. Honestly, when you master this process, this is really where things start to really, really move along. And something kind of fun to do, Nick and Natalie Sorensen taught us. You can put this out there, you can write it out like that, or my team's made like kind of a bulletin board situation where we have peak interest, third-party tools, follow-up, three-way call, sponsor. And if you divide that up and then get sticky notes and put people's names on it, and then just move them along in the process. So I did that. I went and made all my sticky notes. All my people were all caught up at the follow-up part because I wasn't doing three-way calls. And it was really, really apparent after doing that exercise that that's where I was falling through. And that's where people weren't signing up because I wasn't pushing them through the system. And when I started using three-way calls, that's when things really started to change for me. Because I got myself out of the way. It duplicated. People knew that they didn't have to know anything. They could get me on the phone or someone else on the phone, and we would answer their prospects' questions. So it really, really works. Build your list. Send and play. Now we're going to sort your list too. So after that send and play, we're going to go through your people one by one, all those people that you're not prejudging at all. And you're going to think, okay, who can I invite to RRP, means real results parties, and you can invite them to your party. So who's local? Who can you invite to your launch parties? And you're just going to go through. So whoever is local, you would invite to your home. Don't invite strangers to your home if you don't feel comfortable with that. Product prospecting system, these are people, skincare junkies, people that will try the product, people that go out and spend a lot of money, or people that have issues with their skin they probably like to get addressed. This is people you can ask to, hey, I have a new product, who likes a free sample? The video, Nerium Communication Center, you've got a great back office where we have hundreds and hundreds of videos that you can preview, you can watch the video, there's already wording there for you. Again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, just push and click. So these are people that maybe you wouldn't invite to your home, maybe you don't have enough product yet to sample to everyone. So you can shoot them all a video, and then you're going to follow up with them. And then sit down. So people that maybe just one-on-one, you can sit down. And I always, try to build those relationships. This is relationship marketing. So don't make it all about you and all about your business. If there's people that are on your mind or in your heart that you just haven't seen in a while, just say, hey, what are you doing? Let's go to coffee. You don't have to tell them you're going to talk to them about Nerium. Just go to coffee and be normal. Go get a drink and be normal. And just ask about them and be interested in them. Be fascinated with them and their lives. And hopefully they'll ask you, hey, what are you doing? Then you can just share with them about Nerium. And again, you're not going to talk to them about it, right? You're not going to throw up on them about Nerium. You're just going to show them some pictures or invite them to a party or say, hey, would you watch a video if I send it to you? You're just going to pique their interest. So the real results party, your 3-year free party that you can have, your launch party. Be excited. Invite 4 times the amount of people that you want to come to your house. So if you would love to have a party with 10 people there, you need to invite 40 or 50 or 60 because that's typically the numbers. 1 in 4 will come. Again, talk, don't text. On our phones, there's a talk function. I don't know if you guys know that. But yeah, you can just dial a number and you can actually talk to a human voice. It's really weird. But when you invite people, take the time to make them feel special. You know, people can tell if it's a group text. People can tell, even if you're copying and pasting it, like I've done several times with the wrong name in it, sorry. You know, we mess up sometimes, but you know, make them feel special. If you do a Facebook event, hardly anyone sees that anyway. You know, private message them, call them, but calling is number one, how to get people there. If you show them that, you know, hey Stan, I would love for you to come check something out. What are you doing tomorrow night?
Nothing.
Awesome. Can you stop by my house?
Sure.
Awesome. You know, tell them, if they ask what it's about, tell them. If not, just tell them you're excited about a new project and you thought of them and you want them to share it with you. You know, it'll make people feel special. And then follow up. If they can't come or if they say they're going to come and don't, call them and tell them what an amazing time you had, even if it was by yourself with your bottle of wine. I had an amazing time last night. I'm so sorry you missed it. It's so much fun. I'm so sorry. When are you free for coffee that I can tell you about this? You know, you've got to follow up with people because I know I'm invited to a lot of parties and maybe I get a Facebook invitation and maybe I think, oh, I'll try to go or I'll even put out my calendar. Maybe I get a postcard in the mail that invites me and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go to that. Well, if my host had called and said, hey, you're going to be there, you bet I'd be 9 times more likely to go to that if they had taken the time to call me. And then if I didn't go, if they would call and say, hey, did you want to order anything? You know, I mean, maybe it's guilt trip, but maybe it's not. You know, it's on my mind, but if it's not important enough to them or to the person selling it to call the guests and find out, you know, you lose. So the fortune is in the follow-up. So even if they come or don't come, you've really got to follow up with them. As far as inviting, you're going to remind them the same day. So whenever you set the date, call and invite people, text them too, you know, hit them from every angle, and then remind them that day. You know, say, hey, Stan, I'm so excited you're going to come tonight. Don't forget, 7 o'clock. Hey, can you bring the ice?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you'll have a bathtub full of ice. That'd be awesome. Because if you tell somebody to bring something, they're going to really come. So, oh, I can't miss it. She told me to bring the ice. So remind them, and just keep it fun and simple. Like I said with the food, keep it duplicatable, keep it easy. Go back to that. And at your party, again, it's easy. So I hate talking in front of people, so sorry. But whenever I first started, like I would have been really nervous to talk even in front of my living room with my friends there, with a group of a few people. It just makes me nervous. So you want this duplicatable for people that feel like that. All you're going to do is just say, you know, thank you so much for coming. I'm really excited you're here. I'm excited about this new project, and I just want to share it with you. You know, I used the product for a few days, and I really liked what it did to my skin, and now I joined this company, and I want you to check it out. Now I'm going to push play on the DVD player and walk away. And you say that, like you say, now I'm going to just push play on the DVD player. So that's going to stick in their mind like, oh, all she did was just push play. And then you sit down and you watch the video. And I'm going to go over this for anyone that's new or old. When you host a party, or if you're a brand partner and you're at a party, be interested. You're already there, so be committed to the system. Watch the video. Act like it's the most interesting video in the whole entire world. Because visitors are going to follow what you do. They're going to follow your lead. If you're on your phone, they're going to grab your phone or their phones. If you're in the kitchen talking and drinking and being loud, they're going to think this isn't important, and they're going to miss out on, you know, maybe it's that one thing on the video that would have spoken to them. So be a good brand partner, be core, and listen and be focused and be helpful. You know, that's what you're there for anyway. So just follow the system and really do that, because it really does help, and people will follow your lead. So our product prospecting system, again, you're just going to share pictures. You're going to sample it. So that's what our night cream is for. You're going to use your bottles. You're going to use this new beautiful brochure we have called the Nerium Difference product brochure. It comes in your kit now. I think you get quite a few of them, like 25 maybe. And what you're going to do once you have people that want to sample the product, you're going to give them this flyer called the Nerium Experience Flyer. It's in your back office. And you're just going to review it and how to use it. And I might have a kit. Hold on. So we borrow ideas from everybody in Nerium. Like on Facebook, just copy and paste and use it, make it your own. We're all cool with that. This is an idea from Carolyn Sand. Yeah, I know, right? And before this, like we just use gift bags, and like sometimes we get the sticker and put them on there. You get these in your back office. So it doesn't have to be fancy. Like don't feel like you have to go buy this bag to make this work. Go buy like a lunch sack. You know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is just to keep it all in here, but I usually put a magazine in here, a business card, and then the Nerium experience sheet, and then the night cream. And you're just going to let them know what to expect. So we always under-promise because we know our products will over-deliver. So you're just going to let people know you're going to wash your face at night with whatever you typically use, something gentle. You're going to rinse it off really, really well. Leave your face damp. Use 4 or 5 pumps. Be sure that they're using it correctly. The number one thing people don't use it correctly is they don't wet their face. So you have to say it a few times for people to hear it, even though it's on the bottle. People might not read it. And you're going to be sure to get their before pictures. That's number one. So I don't let anyone sample my product without a before picture. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I have makeup on, or I don't want to take it right now. You know, just take it. It's like a mug shot, front, side, side. Right? And then any other issues. I always say, is there anything that you're worried about? Because, you know, they might have a scar or some imperfection that they see that no one else can see. You know, so ask them. I usually take a picture of the neck too, maybe the backs of the hands, because they're never going to look as old as they look right then if they're going to continue to use Nerium. So you want that picture. So get the picture, give them the product, and then let them know that you're going to follow up with them in 5 days. You need that bottle back because that bottle's like $100 to you. And if you're not excited about getting that bottle back, they're not going to be that excited about using it. If you're very laissez-faire about it, I'm looking at someone that I sampled a bottle to and didn't pick it up. So we all do that too. But you know, if you show them that it's important that you need that back, they're going to duplicate what you do. So let them know that you need that back because you've got a huge waiting list, even if you don't. Just let them know. It's the power of perception. And encourage 3-year free. So let them know that they're going to be able to get that product for free as well. We've got a product for everybody. We have our day and night cream and we have our foam cream. You know, and again, share those before and after pictures because some people, you know, they hear body contouring cream and, you know, they might not picture what that could do for them. So when you show them different areas that this is worked on, you know, maybe show them some arm pictures, belly picture, leg picture, knee picture, it will help with that. Here's that 2-a-day system. This is the chart I was talking about that we made like on a bulletin board. So you just put those words on a bulletin board and then you sticky notes with your names. So if you have Bob and you keep Bob's interest, then you give him a third-party tool, you move the sticky note to third-party tool. You set the follow-up, you move Bob's name down. You follow up, you're going to do a 3-way call, and then you're going to sponsor. It's not always that simple and easy, but sometimes it is if you're following that system. And if you do this 2 times a day, this is how you build your business. 2 a day. Doesn't seem like a lot. You know, sometimes you're busy and you think, oh, I don't need to do my 2 today. You do. It builds. And if you don't do it one day, it's a lot easier to do it, not do it the next day, and not do it the next day, and then it's been a week or 2 and you haven't talked to anybody about your business. Then you think it's not working. Well, you look back at what you're doing. You know, it really is all about what we're doing. So 2 a day really builds. If you have not texted the word REAL to 59769, you should definitely do that. We've got a great system where it updates us. So every time there's a call or a webinar, you're going to get a text reminder. So that way you don't have to know when it's all happening. You get the text reminder, you just click on the number and listen. And if you can't listen live, don't worry. There's always replays. I can't listen to a lot of the calls live because my kids are loud and in my ears. So I listen like when I'm cleaning the kitchen or driving in my car or whatever. So Nerium University are Monday nights. It updates 6 p.m. in your time zone. And then it's live for that whole week, so you can watch it anytime. A lot of teams get together and do a potluck, which is so fun. We've done that for several years in Lawrence, and I think we might have been one of the first teams that did it. But right from the beginning, it just really built our culture and just gave us something to look forward to, where it was laid back, there's no guests, and we just got together and, you know, shared the best thing that happened to us that week, even if it was getting there, which a lot of the times it is, and just getting your head right, because, you know, when negative things happen and you're all alone, because a lot of the time in this business, you will be alone for another percentage. 80% of what you do in Nerium, you'll probably be alone for. And that's where that integrity comes from, you know. Are you going to read your 10 pages a day when no one's watching? Are you going to talk to 2 people a day when no one's watching? It's really easy not to. But it's pretty easy to do too, and it builds when you're around the culture of other people doing it and having success. It kind of creates a momentum and makes you think, oh, well, they're doing it and it's working, so maybe I should try that. So Nerium University is awesome, and it's great training from some of the top leaders in our company. And this week it's going to be on Saturday night at 8 p.m. So it's a special one with Mark Smith. It was just announced in your email. So definitely try to get together with a group of friends and do that. And it doesn't have to be your team, it can be just local market. It makes it really fun. Our corporate updates are our Tuesday calls. And this is really, really cool because it's our top executives in our company telling us what's going on. And this is really the best way to keep abreast of what's going on. This is where a lot of times people will have questions and you can say, well, were you on the call on Tuesday? Oh, it was on the call on Tuesday because they tell us everything we need to know. It's really awesome. Then we have weekly webinars on Wednesday and they're recruiting webinars. So they're at noon and 7 in your time zone. We have Sunday recruiting blitz calls. This is a great thing to three-way somebody into so they can listen to it. And then if you still need a three-way call after that, it's a great time to utilize that. So who likes our new sponsoring options? Like our starter packs?
Yeah.
So the great thing with our starter packs is this lets a lot of people that maybe couldn't find that $500 to get started quicker. They don't have to save up as much money. You know, I really look at everything like best case scenario, worst case scenario. Well, worst case scenario with this, especially for people that like the product, so now you get 3 night creams for the price you would have paid, well less actually, less than you would have paid to just be a customer for 3 months. So worst case scenario, you're getting a product you're going to use anyway for cheaper, right? And you get a cool book called The Slight Edge in it. And some marketing materials. And a business if you want it. So worst case scenario, you might as well do it just if you're a customer and like the product. But for our brand partners, it gets them started. So it's kind of the diving board. It's that first bounce. It's going to give you that 3 night creams to get started, everything that you need. And again, we all get that same box. Everybody got the same thing to get started. Actually, people get more now, so it's even better. And then we're going to help them pick their pack. So we're not telling people, well, this is your starter pack, and then if you want to upgrade, you can. That's not the language we're using in this. The language we're using is you get started, and then you pick your pack. Now, if someone says, you know, all I can do is the $250 right now, that's totally fine. We meet people where they're at. They can upgrade later. They have 30 days to upgrade. The one issue, if they only do the starter pack, you need to let them know they will not qualify for Nerium Gives Back, which is our free inventory program for life. If they would do the starter pack and the bronze pack, that will qualify them for the Nerium Gives Back program automatically because they need 500 in personal volume. So that's something just to be aware of. Because you could lose out on a lot of free product if you just signed up with that starter kit and didn't get the bronze and didn't get off to that fast start. You can miss out on a lot of free bottles because otherwise you don't get it until you hit director, I believe, right? Yes.
That's right.
So that could be a lot of free bottles you would miss out on. So just encourage people to do that, and if not, just be a really good sponsor and help them get that volume to get them to the Nerium Gives Back. But the bottles you get with each pack are huge. It's like having more fishing poles in the pool. The more bottles you have out there are like more fishing poles, and you're going to catch a lot more prospects, a lot more brand partners, a lot more customers if you've got more bottles going out. It's just a numbers game. It really is. So get in where you fit in and let your people know that. But this is also a great way that a three-way call can help them pick a bigger startup pack. So if you have someone that, you know, they're saying, well, I think I'll just do the 250. You know, even before you sign them up, get them on a three-way call because that expert might be able to do a different job or a better job than you can with someone you have a relationship with of encouraging them as to why they need to get a bigger kit. You know, they might be able to articulate that in a better way. And it's going to help them get to a roadmap to Lexus faster too. The more bottles you have, the faster you will go. Plus, if you're investing more money, you've got a little more skin in the game. So you really want to get that investment back, and it'll help them do that quicker. And I've heard that no matter what level you get in at, people earn their money back in about the same amount of time. So if you're going to invest more money, you're going to get that investment back in the same amount of time anyway. So here's our roadmap to Lexus. So who's going to get a Lexus this summer? Who's going to earn one that hasn't earned one yet? Awesome! Yay! We would love that. I don't know if you all know, but we do a senior director breakfast and above the morning of our regionals. And it's really fun because it gives everyone that's earned their Lexus time to hang out and share ideas and get to know each other. And we have a great time. There's a lot of bonuses to hitting your Lexus level. You get to be on a special call every week with David Bird, who's our leadership trainer, and other top leaders. And you just kind of get a little bigger peek into the company as to ways to work your business. So it's a really great thing to achieve. So to help you get there, this is our system. You go senior brand partner. So you're going to get your first 3 brand partners. If you do that in that first 30 days, you get that $100 extra. And if not, it's no big deal. We only have 2 things with time limits here, Fast Start and iPad. And if you don't get those in the time limit, it's no big deal. There's a ton of national marketing directors that did not get their iPad. There's a ton of national marketing directors that did not Fast Start qualify. There's a ton that did not get their Lexus in 90 days, and they're doing okay. So never feel like time is, matters that much. It's totally up to you what pace you want to go at. When you go Senior Brand Partner, you're also going to earn 10% check match, which is our coaching commission. So anyone you bring into the business, you will earn 10% of their pay every month. That's just another way we get paid. We get paid 13 different ways. But if you go Senior Brand Partner, our industry statistics show that you will sell 10 times more product and recruit 7 times more people. So, the faster you get there, it gives you that belief. It gives those people a belief. And if you're doing it, your people will want to do it. So it just builds that duplication. Once you go director, you're just going to help a few people get their people. Again, it's just based on volume and the structure of your team. And that's the second thing you have the time limit for. It has to be within 60 days. And the iPad's just really fun because you can really use it as a presentation for your business. With that, you're going to get increased differential pack bonuses and more money from your residuals. Then when you go senior director, you're going to get a $500 Lexus payment. Yay! Right? You're going to get, again, every time you move up in our company or promoted, you get bigger differentials. So that way when you bring in a new brand partner in any activity they do, you're going to be making more money, which is really exciting. And the Lexus is a huge marketing tool. Like I said, when you have that Lexus in your driveway, it's real to people. They will think, well, they have not been doing this business that long. What is this? How are they driving a Lexus? I mean, like Raelyn said, I felt like I stole it when I went and picked it up at the dealership. I traded my minivan in. It was like creaking as I turned it. And I mean, I did not even test drive my Lexus when I got it. They came back with a number around $500. I signed the paper and like got out of there. My husband drove it back to Lawrence and we stopped by a friend's house to show it to them. And then I'm like, can I drive? I'm like, I haven't driven it yet. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I didn't test drive it. Like, I mean, it doesn't feel real, but it's real. Side note, there's a senior director called David Bird. He also is the person in charge that made our planner, which you can get in the back office. And when you go senior director or before, they really encourage us all to have those planners. It's just another really great way to organize our life and to move forward. So it's really good training. And then roadmap to NMD. Most of the structure we show you here is just one way it can happen. Most people are not structured like this, but basically if you get about 15 people to get a Lexus on your team, approximately 5 in each leg, you'll hit NMD and get that $50,000 bonus. I don't know anyone's structure that looks like this. Most people, as I've heard it described, well, mine doesn't look like this, like 40 Lexus earners in one, 2 in one, and 0 in the other. Mine's more like 3, 2, none. So you don't have to have that many Lexus earners. It's really just based on volume and structure. So if you have uneven legs, just know that's a normal thing. So here's our 10 core commitments. This is something new we came out with in San Jose. And it's really great because, again, it's just something you can check off, A, B, C, D. People can follow a list. So, and ask yourselves these questions. Are you committed to completing new brand partner training? If you have not completed the new brand partner trainings in our back office, go for it, do it. We encourage everybody to do that every month. It's what we've already heard, but if you're doing it every month, because if you want to move forward in the company, you're going to need to recruit people, right? And as you recruit new brand partners, you're going to tell them to watch new brand partner training. So you need to know what they're learning so you can check on them. Because you shouldn't tell anyone on your team to do something that you're not willing to do. So every month, just write in your calendar, do new brand partner training. It doesn't take that long. Commit to those 2 exposures a day because that's going to build on each other. Commit to circulating all your bottles. Does anybody have a shelf in their house where they gloriously display their Nerium Gives Back bottles? No? Okay, I do. I'll be honest. Find an accountability partner and take a picture of your Nerium shelf and send it to them. And get on them if they have any bottles on their shelves because those employees are not working for you on your shelf. They might look really pretty, but they're not working for you. The only way to utilize those bottles in our system is to sample those out so people can experience Nerium. And those bottles are yours. I mean, you can sell them for cash if you want to. You can trade things, if you want to. But to build your business, you need them in someone's hands who's sampling them so that they can become a customer or a partner. And if you've got a lot, and you've got a team, and maybe you have people that couldn't afford a big pack, share them with your team. I mean, we're all about sharing here, right, and building each other up. So, if you don't have bottles and you need them, reach out to your upline and just ask. You never know if you don't ask. I mean, we'd rather have them in someone's hands working, because that could be one of the aces. Maybe you lose an ace because you didn't have a bottle to share with somebody. So, reach out and ask. Attend our weekly market or real results parties. As I mentioned, we've got a ton of events. We've got an events calendar in your back office. You can check all the states, cities, find local events for you or your team wherever they're at. So never stop at that. If there's not one wherever you're located, start one. A lot of us had to start our own market parties. We used to get flip charts in our kits. I don't know if anybody remembers that. And when we started in Lawrence, we would actually go to a restaurant, be in the middle of the restaurant, stand up with our flip chart, and flip the chart and read whatever it said. It was the presentation on a flip chart. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy. But with the DVD, too, if you're not comfortable presenting, just push the DVD. You just want that information in front of people. And then you can always call in a three-way expert. So even if it's you alone in a small town, call in a three-way expert. They can do a speakerphone or FaceTime or Skype in. It's very duplicatable to do it that way. And then number 5 is attend a weekly training. So a Nerium party, again, if there's not one in your area, just start one. It can be a party of one, and then maybe eventually you'll find a friend or someone else on another team. And you can just watch it on your own in the online business center. Number 6, yay, you're all here, attend your monthly regional. And we have the dates all the way through December. So get with your upline, they can share those dates with you. Our next one is July 11th, so put that on your planner. I put all the dates in my planner through December, and I schedule my life around regionals. Like today, I'm hosting a bridal shower for my future sister-in-law, and she had to plan this months ago. And so I said, can we move that to like 7 o'clock so I can have something to do, So I'm driving 3 hours away after this to host a bridal shower. So I mean, make your life work around your business and your dreams. I mean, we all have a lot of excuses or reasons. I've learned that there's a difference, but a lot of the times it is excuses. So if you want this to work, it's up to you to be here. Nobody's going to do it for you. And if you want your team to be here, you've got to be here. People will follow the leader. It's really, really important. So I'm really proud of you that you're all here today, and I'm really thankful. And I know that a lot of us have missed out on a lot of things by being at the regionals, but I think what our lives will provide for us by being here will be worth it. I mean, I've been here on my daughter's birthday. I'm missing like 3 baseball games right now. Life happens, but this is really important. So good job for you being here. Attend all major corporate conventions. Our conventions are amazing. Who's been to a convention before? If you don't have belief that you can do it yet, go to a convention. I mean, coming to these events are so important because, I mean, look around the room. There's probably people here that you see that just on the outside remind you of somebody else that you haven't talked to Nerium about because you prejudge them. He's not going to be interested. She's not going to be interested. Going to the corporate events, you see that on a big, big, big scale. My first one, I saw this man, he was probably in his 50s, like this big cowboy hat, this big belt buckle, and he was on stage to get his check, and I thought, what? Like, I mean, men where I'm from do not sell skincare. It's just, it would not be like normal. And so, I mean, to see that, it opens your eyes to who you should talk to everyone because you never know. So events are huge. Our corporate events are just off the charts. They bring the scientists in. I mean, you get to hear it from the mouths of the people that created these products. You get to hear the farmer who plants the Nerium oleander. I mean, and then you can bring it back and you have that belief in yourself. So you can bring it back to your team and to your prospects and let them know that you've seen it and that it's real. It's one thing to watch it on video, but when you meet those people and build those relationships with people, that's what's really important. Our next one's September. September 10th through 12th, there's still tickets available for Dallas, so definitely do that. And there's really cheap flights from Kansas City if you don't want to drive. There's like $120 flights right now, so get on that. Number 8, commit to personal development. This is by far the number one thing. So like circle that really big, highlight it. If your business isn't going where you want it to go, and you're doing all the other things, or maybe you're doing a few of them, if you pick to do number 8, your business will move forward. Just 10 pages a day. It's not a lot. It won't make you successful or make you fail if you do it or don't do it. But over time, it will make you a better person. The slide edge is a great place to start. You all get that in your kit. So read it once, read it twice, read it 3 times, because every time you come back to it, your life will change. You'll be at a different place in your life. And so you'll see something in it that you didn't see before. Personal development is just amazing. And if you're on the edge, you also get the Success magazines each month. And in that comes a Nerium CD and then a Success magazine CD. Just have that stuff playing in your car. That's really good too, because once you get those words in your head, you find yourself spitting it back out to people. And it's just positive stuff. And it lets you dream bigger because it lets you see other people who've been successful and maybe have a worse childhood or worse business or worse story about their life than you do. And if they can do it, you can do it. And that just gives you that hope and that belief. Number 9 is find that workout partner. Find an accountability partner. That's another great reason to come to events because you meet all these other amazing people. It doesn't have to be someone on your team. Often I think it's better when it's not because then you can bring to them what your team teaches you. They can bring to you what their team teaches you because you all hear different things and have different ideas. So I have 2 accountability partners and they've helped me beyond measure. Also, it's good to just have someone else to talk to that, if you're having a bad day or they can pick you back up. They can remind you about your why. They can tell you what you need to hear when maybe you don't want to hear it. Like, well, have you talked to anybody today? No. Do you have your bottles out? No. So it's just really good. So I encourage you to get a workout partner. If you don't have one, turn to your neighbor or turn behind you. Find one today. Just make that a goal of yours because it will help you move forward. And number 10 is be here a year from now. So sit down, write down right now, I will be here June, whatever today is, 6, 2016. If you're here in a year, you might not recognize your life if you follow these 10 core commitments. So if you continuously show up and you're willing and you have a belief and you have that desire, your life could be pretty amazing. And here's that slight edge curve. So those simple disciplines and those simple errors in judgment, you all made a good decision by being here today. So good job. Make sure you talk to your 2 people today. That's really important. Make sure you do your personal development today. So now it's my favorite time for recognitions. I think Cole is going to come up and help me with this.